All right, this is ERGJ, your success coach, and we are back here with Social Media Book Club, and we are actually going to be going into that great book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. We're going to be reading an excerpt called "The 3 Feet Away from Gold." Now, I was looking at the credits here, and this book was originally published in 1937. 1937. We are now in 2015. We're talking about 70 years ago, and this book is still relevant. And so, what we're doing here with the Social Media Book Club is we are just reading. You know what they say: if you put it in a book, no one will ever find it. And so, what we're doing, we are extracting those golden nuggets, those pearls of wisdom from our books, and we're doing what most people won't do, and that's read. See, here's the thing: if you ask successful people, any successful person out there, the number one thing that they'll tell you, the number one key to their success is that they read. And here's the thing, guys, it's just like, wow, we know what successful people say that they do, and we know what it takes to be successful. The question is, well, why don't we all just do that? And so this platform is for me to open up my library to you. It's my way of giving back to you, saying, hey, you guys want to know what I've been reading? You want to know what has helped me to be successful? Well, I'm sharing some of my nuggets. I'm telling my wealth. Basically, I'm sharing my wealth with you. And that's basically what it is. When you start to put things into your mind, you start to read, man, your mind starts to expand. You start to get ideas. You start to be creative. You start to get into self and really tuning into the things that's of you. This is a whole lot better to read than it is to watch. And most people are wasting their life away watching TV instead of actually taking the 30 minutes out of their day. That's what we're going to do today. 30 minutes out of your day just to read. And this is food for thought, right? Food for thought. So take part of your lunch break. Join us here. We're here every day at noon to go through a little food for thought. So Think and Grow Rich, 3 Feet Away from Gold. This was recommended that we read this today. And so we're going to read it today, very short read. And we'll just talk about this thing as we go through. So let us begin. 3 Feet from Gold. One of the most common causes of failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. Every person is guilty of this mistake at one time or another. R.U. Darby, who later became one of the most successful insurance salesmen in the country, tells the story of his uncle, who was caught by the gold fever in the gold rush days and went west to dig and grow rich. He had never heard the saying that more gold has been mined from the brains of men than has ever been taken from the earth. He staked a claim and went to work with pick and shovel. The going was hard, but his lust for gold was definite. After weeks of labor, he was rewarded by the discovery of the shining ore. He needed machinery to bring the ore to the surface. Quietly, he covered up the mine, retraced his footsteps to his home in Williamsburg, Maryland, and told his relatives and a few neighbors of the strike. They got together money for the needed machinery and had it shipped. The uncle and Darby went back to work the mine. The first car of ore was mined and shipped to the smelter. The returns proved they had one of the richest mines in Colorado. A few more cars of that ore would clear the debts. Then would come the big killing and profits. Down went the drills, up with the hopes of Darby and uncle. Then something happened. The vein of gold ore disappeared. They had come to the end of the rainbow, and the pot of gold was no longer there. They drilled on, desperately trying to pick up the vein again, all to no avail. Finally, they decided to quit. They sold the machinery to a junk man for a few $100s and took the train back home. Some junk men are dumb, but not this one. He called in a mining engineer to look at the mine and do a little calculating. The engineer advised that the project had failed because the owners were not familiar with fault lines. His calculations showed that the vein would be found just 3 feet from where the Darbys had stopped drilling. That is exactly where it was found. The junk man took millions of dollars in ore from the mine because he knew enough to seek expert counsel before giving up. Most of the money went into the machinery was procured through the efforts of R.U. Darby, who was then a very young man. The money came from his relatives and neighbors because of their faith in him. He paid back every dollar of it, although he was years in doing so. Long afterwards, Mr. Darby recouped his loss many times over when he made the discovery that desire can be transmuted into gold. The discovery came after he went into the business of selling life insurance. Remembering that he had lost a huge fortune because he stopped 3 feet from gold, Darby profited by the experience in his chosen work. His simple method was to say to himself, I stopped 3 feet from gold, but I will never stop because men say no when I ask them to buy life insurance or buy insurance. He owes his stickability to the lesson he learned from his quitability in the gold mining business. Before success comes to most people, they are sure to meet with much temporary defeat and perhaps some failure. When faced with defeat, the easiest and most logical thing to do is to quit. That is exactly what the majority of people do. More than 500 of the most successful people in America have ever, more than 500 of the most successful people America has ever known told the author their greatest success came just one step beyond the point at which defeat had overtaken them. Failure is a trickster with a keen sense of irony and cunning. It takes great delight in tripping one up when success is almost within reach. 3 feet from gold. And so, guys, what we're talking about here, obviously, in the Think and Grow Rich 3 feet from gold, we're talking about persistence. We're talking about success. And when you think about success, you think about achieving success, you think about accomplishing your goals. Think about Mr. Darby, who wanted to mine gold, and he actually started to do that. But then when he ran across some temporary defeat, they gave up. And he learned a valuable lesson, and that he is trying to transpose to us is that one, before you ever give up on your dream, your goal, your desire, the thing that you're going after, you might need to get some expert help. You might need to get some counseling. You might need to get some coaching to help you get through that temporary defeat or to overcome that failure. But then also, he learned from that a no should not stop you. A no should not stop you. So he took that lesson of never stopping, just go all out, all the way, versus quitting as soon as you hit some temporary defeat. So this is a story about persistence and how him quitting led to someone else getting rich, but he learned a lesson from that, which also helped him to get rich later on in life. And so you got to ask yourself, what type of person you're going to be? Are you going to be the person that's going to learn from your own experience, or are you going to decide to learn from the experience of Mr. Darby and basically don't quit? I mean, that's the thing. And so there's a couple things that stuck out to me, man. It says one of the most common causes of failure is the habit of quitting before when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. That's the thing that we cannot do. The other thing that stands out is that more gold has been mined from the brains of men than has ever been taken from the earth. More gold has been mined from the brains of men than has ever been taken from the earth. And so we have a gold mine right up here. Have a gold mine. And we got to ask ourselves, are we mining gold from our own gold mine? We don't have to go out. We don't have to go to Colorado, go to Maryland to mine for gold. We got gold right up in here. And you got to ask yourself, every day, are you drilling? Every day, are you going deeper inside of yourself to extract the gold that is within you? See, most people, they won't take the time to dig. Most people won't take the time to put in the work, to put in the effort, to get really deep inside themselves so they can extract the gold that is within them. And see, I believe that you were born into greatness, that you are great. But your greatness comes from within you instead of without. And so how much time, you got to ask yourself, how much time am I investing into myself? How much time are you investing into yourself? Are you taking the time to read the books? Because it's the book that you don't read that won't help. Are you taking the time to really find out who you are and what it is that you really want, and all of the talents and abilities that are within you that are just waiting to be expressed out in the world? See, most people, if we think about a normal life, a general life, a routine life, it's wake up in the morning, go to work, come home, take care of the family, go to sleep, and do it all over again. Nowhere in that equation in most people's plan is it, I'm going to take 30 minutes, an hour out of my day to work on me. And Jim Rohn said it's like this. He said that you should work harder on yourself than you do on your job. It's called personal development. And if you choose to do that, then you can start to see the success that you want to see. You can start to mine into those, go into those gold mines and extract those precious metals. And you can continue to evolve so that you can reach that gold that's just 3 feet away. So I want to ask you today, what's 3 feet away from you? What is 3 feet away from you? What is that thing that you almost gave up on, but is still within reach? And I got to ask you, will you go after it? Will you get the necessary guidance, the counseling to help get your mind right? Will you be your best self? Will you think and grow rich? Because the reality is everything that you need, everything that you're going after, whatever it is that you need to come into your life to help you to be successful is only 3 feet away. It's only 3 feet away. So this is our time today here on the Social Media Book Club. Real quick story. Again, that's in the Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's called 3 Feet from Gold. And I believe that many of us, all of us, whatever it is that we're looking to accomplish and do with our life, that we're only 3 feet away from gold. Will you walk? Will you look? Will you search? Will you ask so that you can tap in to your own gold mine? Well, guys, this is ERGJ, your success coach. You can follow me on Facebook at ERGJ_ENT. You can follow me at www.ergj.net. If you need a coach, and many of us do, you need someone that's going to hold you accountable to be your best self, then reach out to me. I got some accountability packages, some coaching, some consultations that you can sign up for, and I can help you to grow into success. Well, that's our time today. We'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, noon on Blab, our Blab show, where we're going to focus on doing the things that successful people do. And that number one thing that successful people do is they read. So join me and we'll read together, and we'll go through some things together, and we'll talk some things together to talk through some things together. I'm going to leave a link in the comments below, and that's going to be for Future by Design. If you feel like you're in a place where 5 years from now you want your life to be better, then I want you to sign up for Future by Design. It's an experience that'll take you from where you are, where you've been, to where you are, to where you want to go. And we're going to map out the next 5 years of your life. And our motto is, let's build your future together. Thank you so much and have a great week.